Bryce Mitchell, a UFC featherweight fighter, sparked outrage with recent comments on his podcast, Arc Sanity. Mitchell, known for his outspoken personality, ventured into dangerous territory when he discussed Adolf Hitler. He expressed admiration for the Nazi dictator, calling him a good guy based on his own research. These comments immediately drew criticism from listeners and the wider MMA community. Mitchell's praise for Hitler went beyond a simple statement. He attempted to justify his views by contrasting his research with public education and indoctrination. This attempt to rationalize his stance further fueled the firestorm of criticism. His comments were not limited to Hitler, as he also made several anti-Semitic and homophobic remarks. The severity of Mitchell's statements cannot be overstated. His words went beyond expressing a controversial opinion. They promoted hateful and dangerous ideologies. The UFC, as an organization with a global platform, found itself in the center of a PR nightmare. Fans, fighters, and commentators alike called for swift action from the UFC president, Dana White. Initially, Dana White remained silent on the issue. This silence, whether strategic or unintentional, only amplified the growing controversy. The pressure on White to address Mitchell's comments continued to mount as the story gained traction. Days later, White broke his silence and publicly addressed the situation. In a statement to the media, White condemned Mitchell's words, calling them probably the worst he'd ever heard. He expressed his disgust and emphasized that Mitchell's views did not reflect the values of the UFC. White's condemnation was clear and unequivocal, leaving no doubt about his stance on the matter. However, despite the severity of the situation, White stopped short of announcing any disciplinary action against Mitchell. He cited the principle of free speech, emphasizing that while he found Mitchell's comments reprehensible, the UFC would not punish him for expressing his views. This decision, while upholding a fundamental right, sparked further debate. Mitchell's comments but defended his right to free speech. Fighter Aljamain Sterling, on the other hand, argued that the UFC should have taken disciplinary action, stating that words have consequences. The public backlash to Mitchell's comments was immediate and widespread. Fans took to social media to express their outrage, with many calling for a boycott of the UFC until action was taken. The controversy surrounding Mitchell's comments became a major talking point in the MMA world, overshadowing upcoming fights and events. The Bryce Mitchell situation presents a complex dilemma for the UFC and the broader sporting world. On one hand, there's the fundamental right to free speech, a cornerstone of democratic societies. On the other hand, there's the responsibility of organizations to address hate speech and prevent the spread of harmful ideologies. The UFC's decision not to punish Mitchell, while upholding his right to free speech, raises questions about the limits of acceptable discourse, especially for public figures with large platforms. It also highlights the challenges faced by organizations in navigating the complexities of free speech in the age of social media. The Mitchell controversy serves as a stark reminder that words have power and can have real-world consequences. It also underscores the need for continued dialogue and education to combat hate speech and promote tolerance and understanding within the MMA community and beyond.